A heart of color. I lived for color. My tiny apartment burst with it, canvases leaning against every wall, paint tubes scattered across tables. I dreamed in vibrant hues, my emotions splashed onto canvas with reckless abandon. Yet a single color eluded my palette, the warm, comforting hue of love. I craved connection, a kindred spirit to share my world of swirling emotions and bold strokes. Days were spent lost in my art, nights filled with the quiet hum of the city that, despite its millions, sometimes felt too vast, too lonely. I poured my longing into my art, each brushstroke a silent plea for someone to see not just my art, but me, someone who understood the language of my soul, spoken in the silent poetry of color and texture. The city I knew held a million stories. I just hoped mine was about to begin.
Sketches of joy. I found magic in the mundane. A fleeting smile from a stranger, the way sunlight danced on a park bench, a perfectly frothed cappuccino. These were the moments I captured in my sketchbook. My illustrations were a love letter to the city, each line humming with its energy and heart. I was a collector of moments, a seeker of beauty in unexpected corners. My charm was as effortless as my art, a quick wit and easy smile that drew people in. I saw the world through a lens of gentle optimism, finding joy in the smallest details. I believed in fate, in chance encounters that could change everything. I wandered the city with open eyes and a heart ready to be surprised, sketching my way through life one delightful detail at a time. I hoped someday to find a muse as unique and captivating as the city I adored, someone who saw the world in shades as vibrant as my own.
It was a crisp autumn afternoon when their worlds collided. Emma, lost in the whirlwind of an art supply store, bumped into a wall of worn denim and soft laughter.
"Oh, I'm so sorry,"
she exclaimed, righting herself and meeting the gaze of the most captivating green eyes she'd ever seen.
No worries, happens all the time. Art supplies have a way of drawing people in, don't they?
Alex, a mischievous twinkle in his eyes, held up his hands in mock surrender. Their eyes met again, a spark igniting in the space between them. Emma, usually quick with a witty retort, found herself speechless. The warmth in his smile, the genuine interest in his gaze, it disarmed her, left her breathless.
"I'm Alex,"
he said, extending a hand towards her.
"Emma,"
she replied, her fingers tingling as their hands met. The world for a moment faded away, leaving only the two of them, standing amidst the chaotic beauty of the art supply store, a shared destiny hanging in the air. Their first date was at a small, independent art gallery downtown. Surrounded by the work of other artists, they talked for hours, their conversation flowing as effortlessly as the wine they shared. Emma, usually guarded, found herself opening up to Alex, sharing her dreams, her fears, the stories behind the colors on her canvases. Alex listened with rapt attention, his gaze never leaving her face. He saw the passion that burned within her, the vulnerability she tried to hide beneath a veil of sarcasm and wit. He found it intoxicating. They spent their days exploring the city together, discovering hidden cafes tucked away on quiet streets, wandering through museums hand in hand, sharing stolen kisses in the shadow of towering skyscrapers. They painted together too, their canvases side by side, their laughter echoing through her apartment. He loved her fiery spirit, her fierce independence, the way her eyes lit up when she talked about her art. She loved his gentle humor, his ability to find joy in the ordinary, the way he made her see the world through new eyes. With each passing day, their connection deepened, evolving from a spark of attraction into something real, something lasting. One rainy Saturday afternoon, they found themselves huddled together in a cozy bookstore, the scent of old paper and brewing coffee filling the air.
"What?"
"Nothing, just admiring the view."
She rolled her eyes, but a blush crept up her cheeks. He had a way of doing that, making her feel seen, cherished, even in a crowded bookstore. They spent hours browsing the shelves, whispering recommendations, sharing snippets of their favorite poems and passages. He selected a book of love poems, its pages filled with words that echoed the feelings he had for her, but couldn't yet articulate. He knew, with a certainty that surprised even him, that she was it. The missing piece of his soul he hadn't known he was searching for. He decided to take her to his favorite spot in the city, a rooftop overlooking the urban sprawl, a place where the sky seemed endless, the city lights twinkling like fallen stars. He'd strung fairy lights along the railing, casting a warm glow over the space. A blanket lay spread on the ground, a basket overflowing with their favorite foods nestled in the center.
Oh my gosh, Alex, this is beautiful.
The city, usually a symphony of noise and chaos, seemed to fall silent, holding its breath as if acknowledging the magic of the moment. The air was alive with anticipation, the energy crackling between them as tangible as the city lights shimmering around them. They ate, laughing as they shared stories and dreams, the city sprawling beneath them like a living, breathing canvas. He poured her a glass of wine, his hand brushing hers, sending a jolt of electricity through her. As the night deepened and the stars emerged, Alex knew it was time. He took a deep breath, his heart pounding in his chest. He reached into his pocket, his fingers closing around the velvet box he'd been carrying for weeks.
Emma, from the moment I bumped into you at that art supply store, I knew there was something special about you. You paint the world in colors I never knew existed. You make me see the beauty in everything, even in myself.
He took her hand in his, her fingers cool against his warm palm.
You are the missing piece of my heart, the song my soul has been searching for. Emma, my love, my muse, will you do me the incredible honor of becoming my wife?
Tears welled up in Emma's eyes, blurring the city lights into a kaleidoscope of color. She dreamt of this moment, of finding someone who saw her, loved her, flaws and all. But experiencing it, feeling the weight of his love wrapped around her like a warm embrace, was more magical than anything she could have imagined.
Yes, she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. 1,000 times yes.
He slipped the ring on her finger, the diamond sparkling like a teardrop against her skin. He pulled her close and she melted into his embrace, the city lights swirling around them like a blessing. He tilted her chin up, his eyes searching hers, and then he kissed her. It was a kiss that spoke of 1,000 unspoken words, a promise whispered against her lips, a kiss that sealed their fate, binding them together with a love as vibrant and enduring as the city that had brought them together. As they broke apart, breathless and giddy, fireworks erupted over the city skyline, painting the night sky in a burst of color. It seemed the city itself was celebrating their love, a symphony of light and sound echoing their joy. They married the following spring, a small ceremony in the park where they'd had their first picnic. Surrounded by their closest friends and family, they exchanged vows they'd written themselves, words that spoke of their shared passions, their deep respect, their unwavering love. Their life together was a masterpiece they painted together. Each day a blank canvas filled with laughter, adventure, and the quiet contentment of two souls intertwined. They continued to create, their art reflecting their love inspiring their art. Their home, a testament to their shared life, was a haven of creativity. His sketches adorned the walls, her paintings bursting with life above the fireplace. Every corner held a memory, a shared joke, a whispered secret. They were each other's muses, their love a constant source of inspiration. Years passed, seasons turned, and still their love deepened, weathered by time but never dimmed. They walked hand in hand through the city streets, their fingers intertwined, a silent testament to their enduring bond. They were a familiar sight, their love story woven into the fabric of the city they called home. They were living proof that even in a city of millions, love could bloom in the most unexpected places. That sometimes all it took was a chance encounter, a shared glance, to ignite a flame that would burn for a lifetime. Their story was a love letter to the city, a testament to the enduring power of human connection amidst the urban sprawl. It was a reminder that even in a world that often felt cold and indifferent, love, like art, could transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. Years later, long after their hair had turned silver and their laughter lines deepened, they sat on their porch swing, watching the sunset over the city skyline. The familiar silhouette of buildings painted against the vibrant hues of the evening sky, a view they never tired of.
We lived a good life, Alex, she whispered, her voice raspy with age but filled with contentment.
He squeezed her hand, his heart overflowing with a love that had only grown stronger with each passing year.
The best life, Emma, he replied, his gaze never leaving her face. And it was all thanks to a chance meeting at an art supply store.
She chuckled, the sound as familiar and comforting as their well-worn love. He leaned in, and they shared a kiss, soft and sweet, their love story forever etched against the backdrop of the city they called home. A love story told in brushstrokes of color and lines of ink, a masterpiece created by two hearts beating as one.